Van Buren goes to Washington in 1821. He was the U.S. Senator from New York. And right away, everyone's talking about the presidential election of 1824, which is the first wide open race for the presidency. And one of the candidates is John Quincy Adams. And he is completely unacceptable to Martin Van Buren. First of all, he's a former Federalist. Second of all, he's somebody who's embodying this new kind of political philosophy. They called it the American system. Henry Clay is the real intellectual godfather of this system. But it's the idea of the federal government playing a more affirmative role in the development of the nation, mostly economically, through the building of roads, canals, and bridges. And Van Buren joins forces with the southern wing of what they were calling the Republican Party then, the Jeffersonian Party. They see this as a real threat to slavery, that once we start giving Congress too many powers to exert itself in the economic world, it's only a matter of time before they go after slavery. Now, at first, Van Buren doesn't go along with this. He's thinking more on constitutional terms. But he's all about building coalitions. And when this coalition, opposed to the Adams administration, uses slavery as their objection to John Quincy Adams' measures as president, that's fine with Van Buren as long as they get the job done. Through it all, they do have a little bit of a good, friendly relationship going on. We hear Adams writes about in his diary about Mr. Van Buren came and paid me a visit today, about he's one of the few people from the Jackson world who's actually courteous to me and pleasant to me. So I don't think John Quincy Adams thought much of Van Buren intellectually. I don't think he thought much of him morally. I think he just thought of him the way many people thought of him, as kind of a slippery politician. So there was that kind of element of condescension there that meant they could never be good friends. I'm not sure if John Quincy Adams was good friends with many people to begin with. He was a rather cantankerous character. But things come to a real head when Van Buren is president, and then the case of the Amistad, where the kidnapped Africans who lead a revolt against a ship, the ship goes aground in Connecticut. This is a huge cause for the abolitionists in America at the time. And John Quincy Adams, who at this stage is a congressman, agrees to represent the Amistad, people who were involved in the uprising on that slave ship. And Van Buren is president, and John Quincy Adams is a congressman. He represents Amistad, and it's a great story. It's turned into a movie with Steven Spielberg. You may have seen it. Anthony Hopkins playing John Quincy Adams, trying to subdue his British accent, not too well, but they were frenemies. I think that's a better term to describe it.